if you're a Braves fan, knowing that unlike what happened with Landon Roop on the mound when Spencer Strider made his last start out, that I talked about Covers.com, the betting service, where they said, advantage to Landon Roop. And I was like, advantage to Landon Roop? Well, I'm going to tell you what they're not saying about that tonight. They're not going to say advantage Paul Blackburn. I promise. Now, they'll say play ball and everything will get going. But it is a Chris Sale advantage to us night in a big way. Hopefully, again, that continues. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the weather. We're hearing tarp possibly again. Might there be a little bit of rain delay? I also trust a veteran to know what to do with his body, get up, get down, eat a little bit of something. They have better weather details than we ever will, so they'll give him an idea. But there is something to also knowing how to handle that. Chris Sale will know how to handle that. Paul Blackburn's got 80-something starts. I'm not saying he's a slouch when it comes to anything about getting his body ready or getting his mind right, but I also get another advantage from Chris Sale because the idea that him seeing tarp on the field, some weather certainly came through, no BP today. He probably had a better idea of what he wanted to do pregame than anybody in the building.
Yeah, and Paul Blackburn for the Mets, no record, 6.75 ERA, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a 171 whip. It'll be his fourth appearance of the year, his second start. Like you mentioned, he's got some experience. He was an all-star with the A's a few years ago. Now, we can argue, okay, everybody's got to get a player on the all-star team. Maybe that's why he was there. But nevertheless, he has a ton of experience. Cutter, slider, sinker, changeup. He maxes out around 90 miles an hour. So he is a veteran, but a lot of Braves have not seen him. Really, the only one that has is Alex Verdugo, and he's 3 for 10. He is a guy that's interesting because he could be trade bait. He could be pitching for a spot somewhere else, not only tonight, but maybe a couple.
It is a 1933 Gaudí Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's rated higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a packet or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
St. Louis Cardinals, one of the cleanest jerseys in the game. I've always felt that way. And, the birds on the bat, just an iconic logo. I mean, look how rich that yellowish gold is in the bat. All the stitching with the birds. I've just always thought it's one of the best looks in the game. 35 is the number I wore in my Major League debut. I actually think this might be the jersey from my Major League debut. So that was 2010, May 29th.
Dogsy, the professor, and I used to call him the Surgeon General. And we had 2 other Hall of Famers who had nothing. It was Glabs and Smoltzy. Those aren't nicknames, kids. They deserve nicknames.
They do. Maybe we can figure that out one rain delay show. New nicknames for Tom Glavine and John Smoltz. I'm sure they'd appreciate that. Got to find
Tom
something.
Glavine
We might have one today.
Tom Glavine looks like a silver fox now living down in Florida.
He does.
That guy, who's got it better than him right now?
Yeah, he's making that
Did you
silver
hear the story earlier? Rays are going to be sold. Had Tom Glavine's group got it, I was going to be the assistant to the assistant to the assistant GM.
That's a gig.
People don't know that story. Tom Glavine, he had a group.
Yeah.
Want to buy the Rays, and then Stu Sternberg got all, well, I want to buy the Mets, and if I don't get the Mets, I'm not going to sell. Now it looks like he's going to sell.
All right. That was our strong arm pitching matchup brought to you by John Foy and
Two
Associates.
heartbeats away from the general manager's chair.
Personal
Think
injury
about that.
law. John Foy. Where we treat every client with dignity, compassion, and respect. Hurt in a wreck, hit by a truck, injured on the job. We're ready to help you today. There's never a fee until we win it for you. That's the Strong Arm Prize Picks. Coming up on the other side, it's the Ford Leadoff Show on the Braves Radio Network.
Teamwork, chemistry, and a carefully developed roster are all paramount to success on the baseball field. The same is true when it comes to creating a winning lineup of tractors. It all begins with strong leadership and a clear vision of the future. That's why TYM Tractors has partnered with the Atlanta Braves, a shared vision on the right way to achieve greatness. Together as one, hear us roar. TYM Tractors, a proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
When life throws you a curveball, whether it's water, fire, or mold damage to your home or business, you need a winning team. You need ServPro. ServPro's licensed, certified, and highly trained team of experts are here to help, offering fast, reliable, professional restoration services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As a proud partner of the Atlanta Braves and Braves Country, our teams are committed to performing at a championship level. When disaster strikes, call ServPro and make it like it never even happened.
The Aloft at the Battery Atlanta, a preferred hotel of the Atlanta Braves, is located at the center of all the excitement. Whether you are in town for work or pleasure, we can meet all your travel needs. Come experience a unique blend of food, drinks, and entertainment, all located within the Aloft Hotel. Afterwards, wind down in your spacious, vibrant guest room packed with amenities you can't miss out on. Enjoy the Battery Atlanta experience by making the Aloft your home base, where we are committed to safety and cleanliness. Aloft Hotels, different by design.
The Major League Baseball All-Star Game is coming to Truist Park July 11th through 15th. Find all the details at braves.com/all-star game.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A. The A in Chick-fil-A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
Hey Atlanta, it's the little things we do together that can make a big difference. Atlanta area Chick-fil-A restaurants are teaming up with the Atlanta Braves Foundation on the Home Plate Project to help fight food security for families in need. Show your support by visiting braves.com/homeplate to learn more about food distributions in your area.
Hey Braves fans, it's Ben Ingram for Emory Healthcare's Heart Care Services. When it comes to your heart or someone...
That's my security right there. That's the bad one, Roscoe Pico train.
Major League Baseball wanted to start doing something with the players and their dogs.
Which one's the dog?
I was undecided on whether to do a dog card or not, but my wife pushed me in the back and she wanted the famous dog, so she told me to do it.
Texas. This is the Graham Slam Burger. So 2 patties, brisket, caramelized onion, American cheese, ranch aioli, or ranch mayo, if you will.
Oh yeah, we're in Texas.
Yeah.
It's something that you definitely want to take a picture of and just put on the gram. I took a bite of it, but it still looks dope.
It's a burger that looks great, but also delicious.
There's the bunt. That could be trouble as Petrie. No, Stevie dives in and beats it. Good effort by Steve Lyons.
That'll be a base hit right there. Good job. I'll tell you one thing, not a bad defensive play either by the Tigers.
Did you see that? He's going to get the dirt out, and all of a sudden he unbuckled his pants and they fell down.
For the 2025 Atlanta Braves, it's time to dial in and start the battle back.
Crowd senses something big happening right here. Let's see if Ozuna can deliver. 1-0, and he bangs one out towards the gap in left center field, all the way to the wall. 2 RBI double. Now we're talking.
Which means every game means a little more, and every win brings Braves country a little closer.
1-0 pitch, and he cranks one high in the air to deep left field, pressing back to the wall. That's going to fly away. It's a 3-run homer.
It's time for the Braves to get things going. Atlanta Braves baseball on the Braves Radio Network is brought to you by the original Louisiana hot sauce. Flavor favors the bold. Your local Ford dealers, proud partner of your Atlanta Braves. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Your local Hyundai dealer, proud sponsor of the Atlanta Braves. John Foy and Associates Personal Injury Law. Get the strong arm. Arrow Exterminators, make the right call and protect your home or business from pests by calling 888-GO-ARROW. Peachtree Orthopedics, same day evenings and Saturdays. It's time to get better. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of the Atlanta Braves. Yanmar Tractors and Engines, an official partner of the Atlanta Braves grounds crew. Your Atlanta area Lexus dealer. Experience amazing. Simply Sport, the official CBD partner of your Atlanta Braves. TimberTech Decking and Railing, everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. City of Hope, Atlanta, making hope a reality for cancer patients throughout the Southeast. Attorney Ken Nugent, one call, that's all. Xfinity, get the fastest connection to the Braves and stream the biggest moments from the best seat in the house with Xfinity. Pennington Grass Seed, official partner of the Atlanta Braves grounds crew. Serve Pro, when disaster strikes, call Serve Pro to make it like it never even happened. Saya LTL Freight, the official freight and logistics company of the Atlanta Braves. Corona Extra, La Playa awaits. Georgia Power, the official electric energy partner of the Atlanta Braves. IBEW Local 613. Truist Park keeps the lights on with IBEW 613 electricians. The Battery Atlanta's own ASW Distillery, home of the award-winning Fiddler Bourbon. TYM Tractors, a winning lineup, together as one. Tonight, it doesn't get any bigger than Matt Olson and the Braves taking on Pete Alonso and the New York Mets.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, you know, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards and I know.
feel good about tonight.
Absolutely. Well, Chris Sale's last 5 starts, he's given up 1 earned run or less. And his ERA, his first 5 starts of the year were not very good. His ERA was over 6. But since then, his ERA is in the low 2s, and he's pitching like he did last year. His record was better at this time last year after this many starts. But I'm not sure that he was pitching that much better than the way he's pitched over his last 6 or 8 starts.
Yeah, going back to his very first start in May, he's given up 6 extra base hits in that span. So just dominant stuff.
Yeah, and I guess maybe it was just a little arm slot thing that they picked up and he corrected or fixed, and it's made all the difference in the world.
Meanwhile, Paul Blackburn goes for the Mets, and obviously a talented pitcher. He's in the big leagues, but there are arms that are much more challenging they could be throwing at the Braves.
Well, there are, and the one thing that I looked at, though, about Paul Blackburn, and he's only made 1 start this year for the Mets, but it was a good one, and it was against the Dodgers. He came out of the bullpen, went 5 shutout innings, so good for him. And he's also pitched well against the Braves in limited opportunities. So they've seen him in small quantities before, but he's always pitched well against them.
Need to jump on him tonight and see what Chris Sale can do with the lead in the second game of this series. When we come back, Joe will introduce you to the starting lineups, and right after that, we'll have the first pitch. It's the Braves and the Mets tonight on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
When you need a lawyer after an auto accident, don't just choose any legal team. Make the right call with Ken Nugent. Ken is based in Georgia. Other big-name legal teams aren't even from this area. Strike 1. Ken gets you your money quick, while other legal teams waste your time. Strike 2. Ken and his team are with you from start to finish. Other legal teams pass you off to a secondary team. Strike 3. 3 strikes. Those other legal teams are out. 1 call to Ken. That's all you need. 404-CALL-KEN.
1 call, that's all. A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro swing. 4. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
The original Louisiana brand hot sauce. It's the perfect balance of peppers, vinegar, and the salty tears of Mets fans. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some.
Braves fans, this is Mike Morgan, founder and CEO of 13 Heroes. Like you, I was devastated when tragedy struck in 2021, killing 13 U.S. service members in Afghanistan. From then, I immediately founded 13 Heroes for a way to give back to the families who lost their loved ones. 13 Heroes is a premium, award-winning line of spirits with the purest and smoothest liquid on the market. Please help turn tragedy into legacy by picking up a bottle of 13 Heroes at your local bottle shop or visit 13heroes.com. Proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
If you're a working electrician, you've got 2 options. Work for a contractor and have no power.
If you want a Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5. And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the 1-game playoff. And ABC said if the Yankees win, Reggie will play, and then you'll go broadcast with Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson. And that's how I started my broadcast. And that's the Bucky Dent home run. So every time I see Bucky Dent, I go, thank you for making me a broadcaster.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I gotta eat arepas with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo.
it off, playing right field, Ronald Acuna Jr. Alex Verdugo is back in the starting lineup. He's had a good homestand. He'll be in left field, batting second. Batting third at third base, Austin Riley. Matt Olson will bat cleanup at first base. One of the heroes last night, Marcell Ozuna, will be the DH, and he bats fifth. Batting sixth and into the lineup to do the catching will be Drake Baldwin. Ozzie Albies will hit seventh and play second base. Batting eighth in center field, Michael Harris II. And at shortstop, batting ninth will be Nick Allen. Again, for the Braves, it's Acuna, Verdugo, and Riley. Olson, Ozuna, and Baldwin. Albies, Harris, and Allen. Those are your starting lineups. Fans are continuing to file in. It's Usher bobblehead night here at the ballpark. We'll have first pitch for you right after this timeout on the Braves Radio Network.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month, or get 3.99% APR for 72 months, or $1,750 bonus cash. Hyundai is a proud partner of the Atlanta Braves. Offers end July 7th. Call 224.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs. And then next day, I got to eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me. And then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo.
Across the country, Saia covers all the bases, coast to coast, to keep your business running smoothly. Make Saia part of your starting lineup. Visit Saia.com. That's SAIA.com.
While the rest of the sports media focuses on making up hot takes while you work, we focus on the Braves and what matters to you. Cellini and Domino, weekdays from 10 to 2 on 680 The Fan.
We're getting ready for game number 72 on the season. Joe Bennett, Jay Chad with you from Truist Park. Braves won game 1 in extra innings last night, hoping for more of the same tonight, maybe in 9 innings with Chris Sale on the mound. The umpires for tonight's game behind the plate will be Edwin Jimenez, Paul Clemens at first base, Ramon DeJesus at second, crew chief Quinn Walcott is at third. And a reminder that Tire Discounters Round Tripper Home Run Promotion offers Braves fans a next day instant savings on set of select tires, plus a free alignment and a free oil change. The more homers the Braves hit, the bigger the deals at Tire Discounters. Learn more at tirediscounters.com/Braves. We had the field covered here late afternoon. Heavy rain again, but it passed through. The tarp has been rolled up, and we're good to go on time tonight after about a 55-minute delay last night. It is 85 degrees here at game time, very warm, and the wind out of the southwest at 9 miles an hour. Fans continue to file into their seats as we get ready for first pitch. The Mets come in having lost a season-high 4 straight games. They are now 45-28 and have a 2-game lead in the East over the Phillies and a 12-game lead over the Braves in the East. The Mets 18-18 on the road. The Braves are now 20-15 at home, 32-39 for the year. They've won 5 of their last 7. And let's hope last night really lights a fire under this ball club and gets them going on a real hot streak. And the Braves are taking the field behind Chris Sale. The outfield tonight for the Braves from left field to right, Verdugo, Harris, and Acuna. First to third, it's Olsen, Albies, Allen, and Riley. Behind the dish will be Drake Baldwin, and on the mound, Chris Sale, the ace, the Cy Young winner, 36 years old, 6'6", 180, out of Lakeland, Florida. This year he is 4-4, a 2.70 ERA. Last year he made 1 start against the Mets and pitched great, 7 1/3 innings. Gave up only 2 hits and 2 runs, but got a no decision. He has worked 5 straight starts where he's allowed 1 earned run or less, and his last 9 starts, he's got a 1.41 ERA, looking for his first win of the year here at home at Truist Park. As you might suspect, lefties struggling against him, just a 2.11 batting average against him, and right-handers hitting 248, make it 7 home runs total on the year. So a good night for baseball, a good night to hand the Mets their 5th straight loss. So let's let Ben Ingram tell you all about it.
All right, thank you, Joe. Boy, it sure is a good feeling to win a game like the Braves won last night, and then the next night hand the baton to the best they have, Chris Sale. And, man, he's been on a rampage lately. All those numbers you're just talking about, Joe, so many impressive numbers, but I think the most impressive number that we've seen, the strikeouts piling up, that really lets you know that he's on his A game here lately.
Yeah, and back-to-back games with double-digit Ks.
He'll be facing Lindor, Marte, and Soto here in the top of the first inning. Folks, cash in on the baseball action with Prize Picks, the official daily fantasy sports partner of the Atlanta Braves. Download Prize Picks and use code BRAVES and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details. Lindor, Marte, and Soto do up with the Mets here in the top of the first inning. And Chris Sale putting his crosshairs on the Mets for the first time this season. Big, tall, lean lefty looking towards his target, Drake Baldwin. He seems to be ready. Second game of this series. And now for the ball game. The first pitch misses high. Underway tonight at 7:17 Eastern, 6:17 Central. And the time of the first pitch brought to you, as always, by Schumann Farms. Look for Real Sweet brand Vidalia onions from Schumann Farms in a store near you. 1-0 pitch, and that'll be fouled off by Lindor. Braves fanned out in their home white uniforms tonight. White tops, white pants, red lettering, red numerals outlined in navy, Braves across the chest on top of the red tomahawk, and the Mets in their traveling gray tops, gray pants, royal blue lettering, and numerals outlined in orange, and New York across the chest of their uniforms. 1-1 to Lindor, big wave and a miss, really fooled him there with a slider, slow sweeping slider, and Lindor out on his front foot. And when it comes to Sale, this is one of the guys that you have to worry about. Lindor in his career versus Sale, pretty good numbers, a .412 average and a couple of homers. 1-2 pitch, and he fanned him. Went away with a slider. There's that $1 million pitch for Chris Sale. And his first strikeout of the night, 1 down. That'll bring Starling Marte up to the plate. That's the Gas South bringing the heat strikeout. And just like Chris Sale, Gas South is bringing the heat with no deposits, no hidden fees, and simple natural gas plans. The difference is good. 1 down for Starling Marte. We're putting eyes on him for the first time in this series. Marte takes a ball high and outside. Both Marte and Sale have certainly been around. They can spin you some tales about their time in the big leagues. Marte, 36 years old. Sale, 36 years old. There's a 1-0 pitch on the way, and Marte clocks one deep down the left field line, but fortunately hooking foul. That was hit into the second deck down the left field line, and a 1-1 count on Marte.
Marte has never played for the Braves, but with all the other teams he's played for, I always enjoy watching him play with his energy and hustle.
He's had a good career. Always dangerous. 1-1 slider finds its mark. He drops it in for a called strike. Sale has limited opponents to 2 earned runs or fewer in 10 straight starts. Here's his 1-2 pitch on the way, and a bouncer weakly out towards short. Charging Allen, gotta hurry, fires over, bang, bang play, and it goes the Mets' way. Allen charged hard onto the grass of the infield. Very quick exchange and release. But Marte, even at 36, pretty good wheels, Joe, down the line.
He's always been able to run well, and it was just out of the reach of Chris Sale trying to flag it down. But once it got past him, too difficult to play for Allen to have to make.
So here's Juan Soto, runner at first, 1 down, no score. Juan Soto steps into the box with 999 career hits. And the Braves would like for him to collect his 1,000th against the next team that they play. Trying to keep him quiet. He shows bunt, and he'll take a called strike. That third base line was wide open. Shortstop Nick Allen shaded up the middle, and Austin Riley far off the line over to his left where the shortstop might normally set up. And Soto took an opportunity to try to bunt and shock everybody. A 1 from Sale. And he missed outside with a slider. We were giving you that number on Sale earlier. What a run he's been on here in the last month and a half. If you go back to May 1st, he's faced 182 batters in that span and has allowed just 6 extra base hits. But this is a hard man to keep off the base paths here in Soto. Pick off over to first base. Back in standing Marte. Sale, 11 strikeouts in that last outing. That was against Milwaukee. Got a win in that game, but interestingly enough, the Braves have been alternating wins and losses for his last 9 starts. 1-1 pitch. Sent foul. But I go back to that number that you mentioned just a moment ago, and those 9 starts, he's done his part with that 1.41 ERA.
No doubt. It's just a matter of getting some runs.
Soto 2 for 3 last night. Hit a home run in the first inning. Waiting on the 1-2. Pitch on the way. Softly tapped back to the mound. That's gloved by Sale. Throws over to first base calmly. Gets the out. Down to second base for Starling Marte. That'll put a bat in the hands of Pete Alonso. Folks, today's A-list member of the game is Andy Fox of Dallas, Georgia. Andy has been an A-list member since 2021, and his favorite perk is receiving priority access to postseason tickets. Congratulations to Andy, today's A-list member of the game. So 2 down, a runner at second, and the bat in the hands of Pete Alonso, who comes into the action tonight leading the league in RBIs. He has driven in 63 runs this season. .296 average for Pete Alonso. Offering on the way from Sale. There's a ball up and in. So a couple of Florida boys going at it right here. Sale, as we mentioned, from Lakeland, and Alonso from Tampa.
Well, and the Mets signed Alonso late, and I'm sure they're glad they did. He's put up good numbers.
1-0 Alonso. Called strike. Fastball at the top of the zone.
Mets fans were clamoring for the Mets to re-sign him, and it didn't happen right away. People were concerned he might go somewhere else. But here he is.
Slugging .569 on the season. 1-1 from Sale. Sent foul into the screen. Tardy on that fastball. And Chris would love to close the book on the Mets with a strikeout right here. Folks still making their way into the ballpark. Wednesday evening, Braves and Mets here at Truist Park at Atlanta. Sale comes set right at the belly. 1-2 to Alonso. And a little nubber up the first base line. Sale's got it. And he'll flip over there to Olsen. There's out number 3. Boy, some weak contact that inning. Couple of dribblers and a strikeout as well. Had a good start for Chris.
PSA dove in. Do we have them graded?
We do. This is the first set of graded cards from the 2024 Topps MLB Network set.
I'm so excited about this.
Yeah.
Now, they all have the same grade, or
no?
So one of us will be like the highest graded card.
Could be. There could be multiple. So first up, we got Mark DeRosa.
Of course, D-Rose a 10 out of 10. Handsome, athletic. All right.
Go Arrow or visit arrowexterminators.com.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Atlanta Braves and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Atlanta Braves.
We in the locker room want to send you to a Braves game. This is Brian Finner, and reminding you that a pair of tickets are up for grabs during our 7 o'clock hour every weekday morning on 680 The Fan.
Into the bottom of the first inning, and the Braves coming up for the first time to see Paul Blackburn, the right-hander, on the mound for the Mets tonight. It'll be Acuna, Verdugo, and Riley for the Braves here in the bottom of the first inning. Ronald climbing in. He's been hotter than a heat wave lately. He's got the average up to 392. And last night he was 1 for 2 and on base all night long. First pitch on the way from Blackburn, swung on and drilled deep center field. Taylor going back, all aboard. That thing's leaving town. A home run by Acuna, and it's 1-0 Braves. Everybody on their feet. That's what they came to see. First pitch, and it's 1-0 Atlanta. He can set a tone, can he?
He's pretty good. I mean, that's the deepest part of the ballpark, too, and a no-doubter.
What a shot. 419 feet. And off his bat at 106 miles an hour. 0-1 on Alex Verdugo. That's the first homer of the night hit by the Braves. You know what that means. It's going to save you big at tire discounters. That'll save you at least $75 on a set of select tires at tire discounters tomorrow only. Verdugo takes a ball outside. You're also going to get a free alignment and a free oil change. And stay tuned for the Hyundai postgame show to see how much you'll save tomorrow at Tire Discounters. Visit tirediscounters.com/Braves to learn more. All right, now they've got the business out of the way. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Verdugo, and he'll slap one foul down the right field line. You love when it's 1-0 Braves before we even get a chance to set the defense for the other team. And the Mets have Pete Alonso at first base, Jeff McNeil at second. Francisco Lindor is at shortstop, and Ronnie Mauricio is their third baseman. Here the outfield, Brandon Nimmo in left, Tyrone Taylor in center, Juan Soto in right. Luis Torrens is the catcher, and the pitcher is Paul Blackburn. Ball low and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And while we have not seen a lot of Blackburn in the big leagues this season, he's made just 3 appearances and 1 start, but as far as what you've seen out of him, what is it that these Braves hitters are going to be looking for tonight?
Well, it's a low 90s fastball. He throws strikes primarily.
2-2 to Verdugo. Hard hit ball. It finds a hole on the right side. Base hit in the right field in between McNeil and Alonso, and Verdugo's aboard.
Throws a cutter off his fastball, change-up, and a curveball. But if you throw a lot of strikes, with it comes a lot of hits, and already first 2 guys have laced him.
Yeah, they have been all over Paul Blackburn here early. A homer and a single. Here comes Austin Riley. Blackburn 6'1", 196 pounds. He's a righty from Brentwood, California. 31 years old. He made 7 starts in the minor leagues this season and went 2-2 there with a 3.68 ERA. But in the big leagues, no record and a 6.75 ERA. There's a ball outside.
Yeah, he was on the IL with some right knee inflammation that delayed him getting to the big leagues. Hey, how about the work of this homestand for Alex Verdugo? He's 5 for 10 now.
Much needed turnaround for him. Seen a few games batting second in the order like he is tonight. 1-0 to Riley, misses high at fastball 93. Braves have seen Blackburn twice, including his big league debut. That was back in 2017 when he was a member of the Oakland A's, and he got a no decision in a game that the Braves won. Hitters count 2-0 to Riley, and he takes a called strike. Altogether, 9 years in the big leagues for Blackburn. And tonight is his 90th career appearance in the big leagues. Spent 8 years with the A's. This is his second year with the Mets. He was actually an all-star in 2022 with Oakland. 2-1 pitch, check swing. And there's a called strike, says home plate umpire Edwin Jimenez. One nothing Braves on the homer by Ronald Acuna. Here comes the 2-2 pitch on the way to Riley. Low and outside, missed with a slider. 3-2 on Austin
now.
The
game-winning sac fly last night by Austin was a fastball up and out away from him, and he hit it to right center near the Braves bullpen. I'd love to see him continue to hit the ball that way. That's when he's at his best.
Verdugo runs, payoff pitch outside for ball 4. This with a curveball. That's something to keep note of. He went slider on 2-2. He went curveball on 3-2. And he ends up walking Riley. And now a first inning mound visit from pitching coach Jeremy Hefner.
Hey, keep it rolling. Get a bunch of runs early. Put them behind the 8 ball, especially with Sale pitching.
You know, you feel really good anytime you give Chris a run or two. Imagine what he might feel like with a big run, big lead here after 1 inning.
Yeah.
Inning has gone homer, single walk, and now it's Matt Olson up to the plate. Olson facing a former teammate in Blackburn. Blackburn was originally drafted by the Cubs, 56th overall in 2012. Signed with them over playing collegiately at Arizona State. There's the pitch on the way to Olson. And Matt takes the ball low and inside. Olson 1 for 4 last night. Had an RBI single in the 3rd inning. Was on base twice. Had a walk later in the game. Waiting on his 1-0 pitch. No one out. Pitch on the way. And he lays off a sinker low and outside. And the problem for Blackburn is he's not been able to find the strike zone. 14 pitches, 8 balls. And when he has found the strike zone, he's laid it in there where Verdugo and Acuna could go on the attack. So a very favorable count here. 2-0 to Olson. And he'll lift one down the left field line, slicing towards foul ground. Nimmo to the sidewall, and that's out of his reach and into the stands, fortunately. So 2 balls and a strike on Matt Olson. Little breeze picks up, swirling the flags out in right center. Folks making their way down the aisles and into their seats for the first time here in the bottom of the first, looking up at the scoreboard thinking, wow, great start already. Leading 1-0 and looking for more with runners at first and second and no one out. 2-1 pitch is low and a 3-1 count on Olson. He's looking for something fat right here. Waiting on the 3-1 pitch. Here it is from Blackburn. He swings over the top of a curveball and misses. Well, what we have learned here early in just 17 pitches, it appears that Blackburn has as much confidence in the curveball as anything in his arsenal tonight.
Yeah, that was ball 4 also. Matt chased a bad one way in.
Marcell Ozuna is on deck right now. Meanwhile, a 3-2 count on Olson. Here's the pitch and a ground ball to the right side, diving and knocking it down. Alonso, he throws to first base and they get the out there. Well, Alonso did good just to get one out there. He went diving to his right to smother it. Riley down to second, Verdugo over to third, and that'll bring Ozuna to the plate with the 1 down.
That hit by Marcell last night, Ben, as big a hit, if you want to single one hit out, as the Braves have had all year, and at a time where they really desperately needed it.
So timely for a team that has not had too many timely hits, especially in situations like that. First pitch to Ozuna. It'll take a strike on the outside corner. First pitch slider. Ozuna last night had the bases clearing double down the left field line. Tied the game. Braves were down 4-1 in the 8th inning and went on to win in 10 innings. Here's the 0-1. And a called strike. Sinker right at the bottom of the zone. Borderline call that goes Blackburn's way. Braves leading 1-0. Ronald Acuna mashed his 8th homer of the season on the first pitch here in the bottom of the first inning. Riley at second, Verdugo at third. And the 0-2 in the dirt. Good smother by Torrens behind the plate. After Ozuna, the bat will be in the hands of Drake Baldwin. And, of course, you want some early runs, but especially with Chris Sale on the mound. Sure be nice to hand him a 3-0 lead. And that could be the score with a base hit right here. One, 2 to Ozuna. He swings and sends one fouler by the Mets dugout. Ozuna batting .257 on the season. Home plate umpire Edwin Jimenez walks around the front of catcher Luis Torrens and uses his foot to knock some dirt off the plate. Now Ozuna climbs back in. For Blackburn, this will be his 23rd pitch here in the bottom of the first inning. 1-2 to Ozuna. In the dirt, bouncing away from Torrens.
Whoa. Catcher used his mask to stop the ball. That's a catcher's balk.
Wow.
And produces a run.
Sure did. When's the last time you saw a catcher's balk?
I don't remember. He knows better, too, but the ball was kind of rolling up the first base line, took his mask off, held it in his right hand, and stopped the ball to rake it back to his glove.
And that makes it 2-0 Braves. In the dirt. Well, he knew he was exactly what he was doing. Tried to drop the mask after he had gone too far with it. Now the infield in, runner at third. And the 2-2. That's fouled off of his left foot. That ball was rolling down the first base line, so Verdugo wasn't going anywhere. You want to talk about an unforced error by Torrens.
Well, they've had some really bad mistakes, haven't they?
They have. Riley at third, one down. And the 2-2. That's lifted towards deep center. Tyrone Taylor is under it now. Taylor makes the squeeze. Tagging from third base, Riley. Here he comes. Here's the third of the plate. Feet first slide, and Austin's in there. And it's 3-0 Braves on the sac fly by Marcell Ozuna. RBI 39 for Ozuna. The Braves have plated 3 runs here in the first inning. They've used a homer, a catcher's balk, and a sac fly. What a unique bottom of the first inning. And we're not even through it yet. Base is empty for Baldwin. And he'll take a called strike. Oh, 0-1, fouled off right there at the feet of Baldwin. When the balk was called, I saw Jimenez and Walcott, the third base umpire, both pointing at it. And they are on top of it immediately. I bet that's one where umpires dream of getting to make that call just because it's so rare.
Yeah.
That's low and inside. 1-2 on Baldwin. 3-0 Braves here in the bottom of the first. This will be Blackburn's 29th pitch here in the bottom of the first inning. 1-2 pitch in the air to left field. Brandon Nimmo looking skyward, drifting right. He's under it, makes the catch, and that ends the bottom of the first inning. But man, What a start for the Braves. A homer by Acuna, a catcher's balk to drive in a run, and a sac fly by Marcell Ozuna. We go to the top of the second. 3-0 Braves.
Hey, fans, don't miss.
There's the bunt. That could be trouble as Petrie. No, Stevie dives in and beats it. Good effort by Steve Lyons.
And that'll be a base hit right there. Good job. I'll tell you one thing, not a bad defensive play either by the Tigers.
Did you see that? He's going to get the dirt out, and all of a sudden he unbuckled his pants and they fell down.
Spend your afternoon driving around with Chuck and Chernoff, and you can win a pair of Braves tickets. It happens during the 4 o'clock hour weekday afternoons on 680 The Fan.
Rolling into the top of the second inning, Braves have a 3-0 lead. It'll be Nemo, Torrens, and Taylor due up for the Mets here in the top of the second inning. And Chris Sale has himself a 3-run cushion. Acuna, Verdugo, and Riley all scoring there in the first inning. The homer out of Acuna, you expect to see something like that. Sac fly by Ozuna, that's something you see pretty rarely. You don't see too many catchers' balks. Pitch on the way to Nemo, and there's a called strike. And that does go down as an E2 charged to Torrens, and the run scores.
And you're right. Torrens knew right away he had messed up and just tried to drop his mask and hope nobody noticed.
0-1 to Nemo, and a strike on the outside corner. Brandon Nimmo for 4 in last night's game. Left-handed hitter, batting .240. Pitch on the way, and there's a ball high and outside. Well, you think about Chris Sale being on the mound, and these left-handed batters, not just for the Mets or any team, they know who's going that next day. And they know it's going to be a tough ride left on left versus Sale. They got a few lefties in there. Here's the pitch on the way to Nimmo. There's a ball outside. Of course, Soto and McNeil to go along with Nimmo.
Tell you what, Ben, I've been on some teams where frontline hitters, if Sale was going to pitch a Sale-type pitcher, they came up with stomach aches.
2-2. Bounced up the first base line and foul. He'll come up with any excuse to miss that game.
Well, I got a sore throat. I don't think I can play.
What a coincidence.
In that first inning, 2 out of 3 earned. 2 out of 3 earned.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Brandon Nimmo. A lot of power in his bat. 13 homers this season. Here's the 2-2 from Sale.
Oh,
just missed away with a slider.
Man. Nimmo's a great story out of Wyoming. His high school team didn't even have baseball, and yet he was a first-round pick.
3-2 from Sale. Check swing. He didn't go. Missed high with a fastball. And it's a leadoff walk here in the top of the second inning. That'll put Nimmo aboard for Luis Torrens. Yeah, that really is amazing. So, played a lot of Legion ball, and I guess he was tearing it up in Legion ball.
Yeah.
Get that kind of attention. 3-0 Braves, top of the second inning. Don't you know, Luis Torrens wants to find a way to make up for that catcher's balk. In the bottom of the first inning, there's a called strike on Torrens. Torrens out of Valencia, Venezuela. Last night, it was the other Venezuelan catcher, Francisco Alvarez, behind the plate for the Mets. 0-1 to Torrens. That'll be fouled back, 0-2. And for Torrens, one of his favorite things about being a Met is being in such close proximity to where they play the U.S. Open. He's a huge tennis fan and has gotten to attend the U.S. Open in years past. Second catcher for the Mets. 1 homer this season for Torrens, .231 hitter. Long pause. And the 0-2. Just low it inside with a slider. Three runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Braves. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Mets. Sale at 26 pitches, 17 strikes. Ahead of Torrens, 1-2. Pitch on the way. And he missed up and in. Tried that fastball, which was crackling up there at 97, but missed his spot. And a 2-2 count. For Chris, with each of his passing starts, we've been monitoring where he is on the all-time strikeout list in Major League history. And he continues to climb that chart. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way to Torrens. And he'll lift one to right field. Coming in, Ronald Acuna. Slow drift and makes the catch. Chest-high catch out there in right field and 1 down. Coming into the action tonight, Sale, after his first inning strikeout of Francisco Lindor, is now 3 strikeouts from passing Felix Hernandez for 37th all-time. And once he passes him, next up on the list would be Bartolo Colon, who he needs about 14 strikeouts, I believe it is, to pass him.
Some modern day names.
Yeah. Tyrone Taylor, the batter. 3-0 Braves in the second. Pickoff over to first base, back into the lunge, Nimmo. And I think one of my favorite things about Chris Sale taking the mound every 5 days is looking at that list and saying, okay, who's next on the list? What name will he pass tonight? And some big names as he's passing, as he's moved into the top 40 in all-time strikeouts. Pitch on the way to Taylor, and he hits one in the air to left field. Alex Verdugo over towards the line. Alex makes a sliding catch across the foul line. Great grab by Alex Verdugo in left field. Got a good jump on it. Pretty good read. Running hard to his right and timed his feet first slide perfectly across the line to squeeze it.
Boy, that was an outstanding play. Verdugo really has it working right now, playing his best baseball as a Brave.
We'll make that great defensive play the Truist play of the game. Brought to you by Truist. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. So runner at first base, 2 down for Jeff McNeil. Braves leading 3-0. Sale back to work. Line shot foul down the right field line. Way out in front of that slider. Folks, only the original Louisiana brand hot sauce is bold enough to be the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. The original Louisiana brand hot sauce, the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some. Left on left matchup, Sale and McNeil. Chris deals. 0-1 is fouled off. McNeil, 33 years old. He's out of Santa Barbara, California. Been a Met for a while. And there was a time where he had to make a decision between golf and baseball. In fact, he was a standout golfer in high school and actually played in the U.S. Junior Amateur Golf Championship. Didn't go his way, and he decided, you know what, I'm going to try baseball from here on out. And this worked out for a solid career for McNeil. Meanwhile, at 0-2 count, pitch on the way from Sale. That'll be looped foul over the screen into the lower bowl of the stadium down the left field line.
I want to say he won one of those celebrity off-season golf tournaments, too.
I believe it.
Where they invite a lot of athletes in their off-season to play.
Be a good matchup to see Bryce Elder and Jeff McNeil square off on the golf course. 0-2. Fouled off her by the Mets dugout.
Yeah, throw J-Chad in there, too. That'd be a heck of a threesome.
They'd be waiting on him all day. 0-2 on Jeff McNeil. Sale walked Nemo to lead off the inning. Since then, a couple of flyouts. 0-2 to McNeil. And he'll hit one in the air to center field. Michael Harris in line with it. And he'll backpedal a few steps, make the catch, and there's out number 3. So a leadoff walk does no harm to Chris Sale. We go to the bottom of the second inning, 3-0 Braves.
Are you in the market for a mortgage? If you're borrowing for
Open this up. Take a look at what we find. Looks like we've got Lauren Shahadi.
Animation is great.
We got Robert Flores, one of the stars of MLB Central with Lauren Shahadi. Then we got Mark DeRosa. Look at that. He looks like Superman, does he not? Right?
He was when he was with the Cubs.
Harold Reynolds looking ripped in a tracksuit in Studio 42. There I am. The hair's all
I know this guy.
Look at that jawline.
On the Fan app, now with Apple CarPlay, so you can get it directly through your dashboard. Download the Fan app now.
Ozzie Albies leads it off with the Braves in the bottom of the second. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 in the Braves order. Braves on top of the Mets, 3-0. And Paul Blackburn going back to work. Ozzie batting from the left side. Pitch on the way in the first pitch. Check swing. There's a called strike. First pitch slider's over. That first inning, Braves scored 3 times. A homer by Acuna. A catcher's balk drove in Verdugo. And a sac fly drove in Riley. 0-1. A wave and a miss by Ozzie Albies. That time got a curveball by him, and it's 0-2. Now the Braves looking to increase that lead versus Blackburn. Last time Blackburn was on the mound, he wasn't out there very long. Had a lot of damage in a short amount of time. Had a relief appearance against the Rays, where he gave up 4 runs in a third of an inning. And tonight's not much better for him. 0-2 pitch pulled foul on the right field line.
They are giving Ozzie a steady diet of off-speed stuff left-handed. His leg kick is so pronounced, and he's getting out on that front foot, so they're making him try and wait on a pitch, on an off-speed pitch, and that's about the best he can do with it, is hook it.
0-2 fouled back into the screen.
And there was about the best heater Blackburn has, and that's 91.
Yeah, that sinker out of Blackburn. Very low 90s. Again, the 0-2 pitch to Albies. And he's going to drive one down the right field line over a leaping Pete Alonso. Ozzie has 2 bags on his mind. That rattles the corner. Ozzie's got 3 bags on his mind. Helmet flies off. Darting to third. Feet first line, and he's in there. A leadoff triple by Ozzie as he just whistled run right over the head of Pete Alonso and sent it way on down the line.
And it was another curveball, and he raked that. Ben, I swear, watching the replay, it couldn't have been more than 3 or 4 inches off the ground. The way he went down and hooked it. Amazing.
That's Ozzie's first triple of the season, his 32nd career triple. And he's down at third base for Michael Harris. Infield in, no one out. Harris was hitless last night. Pitch on the way to Harris, and he swings and misses at a first pitch sinker. By the way, bottom of the second, it's the Toyota Stolen Base Challenge inning. And if the Braves can steal a base here at the bottom of the second inning, our contestant, Thomas Toohey, will win $750 in free Marathon gas cards. 0-1 on Michael Harris. Pitch on the way, he'll send one foul. I bet we've never had a Toyota Stolen Base Challenge winner on a steal of home.
I would venture a guess that is correct.
I don't think Ozzy's going to take off or anything, but that'd be something. I mean, why not? We've already seen the catcher's balk. Maybe we see all sorts of different things in this game. 0-2 to Harris. That'll miss high, 1-2. You can enter the Toyota Stolen Base Challenge by visiting Braves.com/Stolen Base Challenge. So best of luck to Thomas Toohey. And Thomas, I hope I'm saying your name right. 1-2 on Michael Harris. Offering on the way, and he reaches out and pokes one foul.
That's a good sign right there. It may not seem like much, but there's a huge hole on the left side of the diamond, and Michael's been trying to pull the breaking stuff this whole homestand. And that time was a pitch away, and he fouled it off away.
Base hit means a run. And a 1-2. He swings and pops one up. On the infield, Mauricio, the third baseman, backpedals into shallow left, makes the catch. And Ozzie not going anywhere. That'll give us time to pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Every Atlanta Braves game live on the air and streaming free on the app.
WCNN North Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station.
The Fan.
Braves leading the Mets 3-0 as we're in the bottom of the second inning. And now Nick Allen trying to make it 4-0. He has 13 RBIs this season. Number 14 is right over there at third base with a base hit. Allen takes the first pitch strike right at the bottom of the zone with a sinker. Mostly cloudy skies, but fortunately no rain. Not expecting any the rest of the night. Had some showers, some heavy showers this afternoon, but started on time tonight. Lights on here at the ballpark. Good Wednesday night crowd. They've been treated to an early 3-0 lead. Owen Allen inside into the backstop, and now holding halfway down the line, Ozzie Albies. I wouldn't say it took a favorable bounce off the backstop to Torrens, but it was good enough for Ozzie to say, hold on, let's not risk this.
Well, he got a late start too, Ben. That's right in line with his line of sight. So I think it took him a while to figure out how far that ball crept away from the catcher.
It would have been a pass ball that hit Torrens right in the glove. And Torrens just shaking his head. He can't believe it. Already having a difficult time escaping the two mistakes he's made tonight. 1-1 check swing. They appeal down the first base line, and he didn't go. That's a break right there.
Thank you very much. Nick's pretty good about going the other way himself. Hitting the ball with some authority to right and right center. Love to see that here. Sac fly would be just fine.
Ozzie a lead at third. 2-1, fouled back into the screen. Ronald Acuna over there to pick up that foul ball. He's waiting on deck. Braves got a leadoff triple here in the bottom of the second from Ozzie Albies. His first triple of the season. Harris popped out. Now the 9-hitter Nick Allen trying to find a way to drive in that run. 2-2 to Allen. In the dirt again, this time smothered by Torrens. And the count runs forward. And let me tell you, the last thing Blackburn wants is to walk Nick Allen right here.
Yeah, and Torrens, the catcher, would appreciate if he didn't throw up anything in the dirt, too. He's had a rough start.
Sure has. Allen steadies his bat, waiting on the payoff pitch. Blackburn to the plate. 3-2, swung on and tipped into the mid of Torrens and then dropped. It got him right in the... Looked like the chest protector after it grazed off the mitt, and the 3-2 count still on Allen. I think if it were up to Torrens, he'd go find a place to hide right about now.
Yeah.
Albies a lead at third. Blackburn right at the belt. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and lined out to second. A diving catch by Jeff McNeil. Infield in. He went lunging to his left, and he was just tall enough to reach out and snag it. So now 2 down in the inning, and back to the top of the order to Ronald Acuna. A good at bat by Allen.
It was. Great reactions by McNeil.
Ronald Acuna started this party with a homer in the first inning. First pitch he saw. And now trying to drive in his good friend with 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Acuna takes a ball outside. First pitch cutter. Ronald hitting 400 right on the nose after that homer in the first inning. Slugging .738. And they have not been able to get much by Ronald at all. 1-0 pitch, and he fouls off a curveball.
Oh, boy, he'd like to have that one back.
Ball and a strike on Acuna. Base hit would mean RBI number 15 on the season. Get a leadoff triple. You got to find a way to get that run in. The 2 down as Ozzy's, but standing over there at third base looking for a lift home. 1-1 is low and outside. Laid off the cutter. Not fooling Ronald to that pitch in a 2-1 count. They are really making Blackburn work. This next pitch will be his 50th of the game, and we're only in the bottom of the second inning. 2-1, low and away. Went to a curveball there, nowhere near.
I would not be shocked to see him throw him another curveball, 3-1. Maybe he'll bounce it.
Acuna steadies his bat. And the 3-1 pitch. And he missed high with a cutter. I don't think Blackburn minds that walk at all, especially after what happened versus Acuna in the first inning, as Ronald hit one 420 feet. So now it's in the hands of Alex Verdugo. He had a base hit and a run scored in the first inning. And Alex out to a good start tonight. Not just that single, but a great defensive play.
Right, and while Acuna is 8 for 12 on this homestand, Verdugo now 5 for 10.
Trying to add on to this 3-0 lead. We're in the bottom of the second. Been a long bottom of the second. Got to make it count. Acuna, good aggressive lead at first base. He bluffs at first. Pitch on the way. First pitch curveball over for a strike.
Lindor way up the middle at shortstop. And Mauricio near the bag at third. There's just nobody on the left side.
Acuna bluffs. Pitch on the way is high. This with a cutter. So 2 bluffs by Acuna. Trying to get in the head of Paul Blackburn. Luis Torrens came up looking to throw somewhere, but Acuna was getting back to first base. Go back to that MVP season for Acuna. That was something he was so good at, getting in the minds of pitchers and catchers when he was on the base paths. Bluffs again. 1-1, bounced up there, knocked down by Torrens. Inning started with a triple by Albies. Then Harris a pop out, Allen a line out, a walk to Acuna. And now a 2-ball, 1-strike count for Alex Verdugo. He'll steady his bat, staring down the right-hander Blackburn. Pitch on the way, ripped foul. Whew. That banged up against the sidewall and then ricocheted all the way down the right field line to the wall.
He scorched that.
Time called. Catcher Luis Torrens out in front of the plate.
I figured out what they were doing. They did that last night a lot. It's the catcher signaling to the infielders who all have those earpieces in to let them know if anybody tries to steal what he's going to do with the baseball.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here it comes, and a ground ball bounced to the right side. Alonso has it, and he races back to the bag, beats Verdugo there, and there's out number 3. That was a very lengthy bottom of the second to not score a run. Ozzie left strand.
If we don't score here, I might have to switch sports. Panicking won't turn a pop-up into a home run. Just like stressing about tickets won't get us better seats. What about the unhinged prices? They're ridiculous fees. That's why I use Game Time. On Game Time, prices actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch, even up to 60% off. And with the Game Time guarantee, I know our tickets are legit. Yes! I did not want to have to get into pickleball.
What time is it?
It's Game Time.
Alongside Joe Simpson and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you at Truist Park. Braves have a 3-0 lead over the Mets. Xfinity knows live baseball is better with less freezing at the plate. That's why we deliver Wi-Fi built for streaming with ultra-low lag. Get the fastest connection to the Braves and stream more of the biggest moments from the best seat in the house with Xfinity. Ronnie Mauricio leading it off for the Mets. Light-hitting third baseman. Takes a first pitch strike from Chris Sale. Boy, Chris got a nice little rest over there in the bottom of the second, didn't he?
Yeah, that pace Mr. Blackburn was working from after that leadoff triple was turtle-like.
0-1 to Mauricio, misses high.
Hate leaving that runner at third base, though.
Yeah, got to make them all count. One from Sale, and Mauricio fouls one back into the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes on him. He was in there at third base last night, batting 8th, 1 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. He's batting 9th tonight, switch hitter, so of course he's batting from the right side versus Sale. One, 2, and Mauricio is history when lunging for a slider. Missed every stitch of that thing. And one down here in the top of the third inning. Back to the top of the order to Francisco Lindor. Lindor, the other strikeout victim for Sale. That was to lead off the game.
They have some other third basemen, but Brett Beatty is hurt. Mark Vientos is hurt. A little short-handed at that hot corner.
First pitch to Lindor. Out on his front foot going after that slider. Giving you the numbers earlier. Lindor versus Sale in his career. He is now 14 for 35 with 2 homers. Well, 1 from Sale. Hot shot out to short. Going to the ground to backhand it. Allen up on his feet. Fires over. What a play by Nick Allen. Going into the hole to his right. Slid to it in shallow left field. And by the time he popped up, he had a long throw to make. And he was able to bounce it over there perfectly to retire Lindor.
I want to tell you something, Ben. Braves have been very fortunate with some good fielding shortstops over the years. But this guy makes all the plays, and he's a very accurate thrower from any spot.
2 down for Starling Marte. And Marte takes first pitch strike. Any ball hit Allen's way, he treats it like it's a hot potato right out of the oven.
He sure does.
He doesn't have it long at all. 0-1 to Marte, sent foul into the seats of the second deck down the first base line.
I know his bat's a little light, But just think right there. He saved a base runner,
Yes.
saved a base hit. And he does it time and again.
3-0 Braves, top of the third. Chris Sale searching for a 1-2-3 third inning. 0-2 to Marte. Comebacker over the mound, and that'll escape into center field. 2-out single for Marte. He's 2 for 2 in the game. That'll extend the inning for Juan Soto, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out to the pitcher. Soto 1 for 8 in his career versus Sale with 6 strikeouts. But here's the most impressive number in this matchup. You think about Juan Soto, I think the statistic that you think of before anything are walks. So many years he's leading the league in walks and on-base percentage because of the walks. Pitch on the way to Soto. Ground ball to second base. Ozzy's there. He'll throw over to first base, and that'll wrap up the inning. But finishing that thought, Sale, with all that success versus Soto, he's also never walked Soto in his career.
How about?
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal, and I played with Eddie, and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, you know, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards, and I know.
Buck Belue here. When the Braves don't play at 7, join me for the new Buck Belue Show here on The Fan, 680 and 93.7, home of the Braves.
All right, Braves 3, Mets nothing into the bottom of the third inning. Riley, Olsen, and Ozuna due up for Atlanta. And, folks, you need all the energy you can get for game day. At Georgia Power, we know that energy costs are an important part of every budget, and we're committed to providing tools that assist us to make a difference so you can save energy for the game. Learn more at georgiapower.com/myenergy. Paul Blackburn back at it. First pitch to Austin Riley, swung on, sent foul. Over there by the on-deck circle where Matt Olson swings a weighted bat. Riley walked and scored in the first inning. A couple of walks out of Blackburn tonight. No strikeouts yet for this right-hander. 0-1 to Riley. Good swing, but fouled back a curveball. 0-2. You can just about sit on that curveball from Blackburn.
Absolutely, you can.
I mean, he's fired up a few cutters, a few two-seamers, but he's primarily curveball and slider. Here's the 0-2. That'll miss high and outside.
And this being only his second start, you got to figure he's got a limit on how many pitches he's got in his arsenal tonight, too. And he's about to make pitch number 60.
3-0 Braves here in the bottom of the third. 1-2 to Riley. That'll miss outside. Well, interestingly enough, you and I were talking about the Mets pitching staff last night. Statistically, they've been great all year. But the Mets bullpen of late has allowed multiple runs in 5 straight games. They've been in a little bit of a lull lately. 2-2, and there's a called third strike. Shocked him with a sinker on the outside corner. First strikeout of the game for Paul Blackburn, 1 down. But finishing that thought, the Mets bullpen has a collective 5.85 ERA over the course of those last 5 games. So this stretch is unlike anything that they've experienced this year. And if they have to dive into that bullpen early, I wonder if they'd continue those numbers like they've been putting up for the last week. Matt Olson swings and lifts one to center. Tyrone Taylor foxtrots over to his right. He's under it, makes the squeeze, 2 down.
Is that as opposed to waltzing over to get it?
Yeah, just a slightly different pace. Two down for Ozuna. He drove in a run with a sac fly back in the first inning. Mets have a few guys stretching out in the bullpen. A couple of guys up walking around, but no one throwing right now. First pitch fastball outside. 1-0 for Ozuna. Ozuna has been terrorizing the Mets over the last few seasons. Last 25 games against them, 9 homers. 1-0 pitch, and he'll hit one high in the air to center. Just missed this one. Tyrone Taylor's under it, makes the catch. So 3 down as they go down in order. Ozuna caught that one off the end of his bat. That's why I didn't drive it any further than he did.
Stottlemyre still wants somebody. There's Randy Johnson, the big unit. He towers over everybody. Randy's got to change his cap.
Oh, jeez. There you go. That looks better. Get that D-backs hat on, Randy.
Chris Sale and the Braves take the field for the top of the 4th inning. They get a 3-0 lead, and the Mets will send up Alonso, Nimmo, and Torrens here in the 4th inning. It's the Tidal Wave Auto Spa inning, and Tidal Wave Auto Spa is making Braves country clean car country all season long. If the Braves pitch a scoreless 4th inning tonight, Tidal Wave will offer half off the Best Wash membership tomorrow. Learn more at TidalWaveAutoSpa.com/Braves. Pete Alonso leading off for New York. Alonso for 1 with a ground out to first base, or rather a ground out to the mound, I should say. Had a 1-3 put out to in the first inning. And he'll take a fastball for a strike on the inside corner. This is a Mets team that has dropped their last 4 games. It's their longest losing streak of the season. And counting the runs the Braves have put up on the board tonight, Mets have been outscored 32-13. Big swing and a miss by Alonso. Yeah, outscored 32-13 in their last 4 games plus tonight. And they're currently one of just 4 teams in Major League Baseball to have reached 45 wins on the year. So they've not seen a stretch like this. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way to Alonso. Just missed the outside corner with a slider. Tigers have won 47 games. They got the most wins in baseball. Then you got the Mets, Cubs, and Dodgers all sitting on 45 wins. Sale's 1-2 pitch, and he got him. Slider low and in, and he went lunging over the top of it. 3rd strikeout of the game for Chris Sale. 1 down here in the 4th inning. But I tell you what, both New York teams have hit a slide here lately. 4-game losing streak for the Mets, 5-game losing streak for the Yankees. You're telling me before the game they can't even score right now.
Yeah, Yankees have been shut out 3 straight days. That's unheard of, too.
3-0 Braves, top of the 4th. Here's Brandon Nimmo. And Nimmo takes a first pitch strike. Twins have lost 5 in a row. White Sox have lost 6 in a row. And the Nationals have the longest active losing streak right now. They've dropped 10 in a row. 0-1 from Sale. Nothing wrong with that. Good slider right at the bottom of the zone ahead of Nimmo, 0-2. Nimmo walked in the 2nd inning. He and Marte, the only Mets to reach base in the game. Marte with a couple of singles. And those are the only 2 base hits the Mets have to this point. Way ahead 0-2. Pitch on the way, and he just missed low with the slider.
Nah, not really.
Looked good enough, huh?
Oh, yeah, it was there. So far, Jimenez has done a good job, but he's missing some of those low strikes for Chris.
Chris tries again, and he missed inside with a slider. They get a 2-2 count on Brandon Nimmo. Braves leading 3-0. They scored 3 times in the 1st inning. Ronald Acuna has homered tonight. 2-2 pitch, and he barely hangs alive. Fouling back a fastball.
That was right in on the buttons of his shirt, and he fought it off.
97 on the thumbs. 2-2 pitch. Bouncer out to second. Ozzie charges in. Knee-high stab of it. Throws over to first base for the out. And 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning.
What'd you do for lunch today?
Lunch today, I went by Goldberg's, actually.
Oh, that's right. You were doing your drive-around things,
Yeah, that's right. We filmed our last 2 episodes for the season of our Chevy Drive-Along series, Riding with the Braves. And I had Tim Hires, who was outstanding, and also Aaron Bummer, who was great to chat with. Luis Torrens swings and misses.
Do you ever burn rubber, like to kind of scare him, thinking, oh, what have I done? I'm getting in with a crazy man?
Yes, actually. We had a Corvette at spring training, and they give me a different Chevrolet vehicle to drive with each ride. That'll be fouled off. And we've got 6 of them that we filmed for the season. We filmed 4 of them during spring training, and the other 2 we filmed today. And one of the rides that I had during spring training, it was myself and Spencer Schwellenbach, and they had us a Corvette.
Wow.
And I said, you want to see what this thing will do? He said, yeah, let's get after it. And A.J. Smith-Shawver's in the parking lot, and he was saying, you got to punch it. So we shot across the parking lot, and it had some giddy up and go.
I'll bet it did. Those are beautiful.
Oh, to the Torrens. Missed outside 1-2. Yeah, but that's a fun series, and James Cooper does a really great job of coordinating all of that. Of course, he's with the Braves, and that's one of his accounts, and we've had a lot of fun filming those over the years. 1-2 to Torrens. That'll miss outside. Give you just a little bit of a preview, something I learned today about Tim Hires, Braves hitting coach. Of course, he's a Georgia boy, and he was actually at the ballpark the night that Hank Aaron broke Babe Ruth's record. He was 4 years old. He doesn't remember it, but his dad took him to the game that night. 2-2 to Torrens is outside, 3-2.
That's special to be able to say that.
Mm-hmm. And grew up going to games at Fulton County Stadium and was there for that one, the night that Hank passed the Babe. 3-2 on Torrens, 3-0 Braves in the 4th. Payoff pitch, and he fights that one off foul into the screen over by the Braves dugout. Sale has yet to have a 1-2-3 inning. He could accomplish that with one more strike here versus Torrens. Torrens 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field. 60 pitches to this point for Sale. 3-2. Ground ball to the left side. Riley takes it on a series of hops. Loads and throws. That's right on the money. And down they go 1-2-3 for the first time of the game. Braves will have Baldwin, Albies, and Harris.
Hey, Braves fans, this is Chris Domino reminding you that Braves coverage starts 2 hours before every first pitch during the season on the radio home of the Atlanta Braves, 680 The Fan, and, of course, the Fan app.
3-0 Braves into the bottom of the 4th inning alongside Joe Simpson. Ben Ingram here with you. And thanks to that clean top of the 4th inning composed by Chris Sale, tomorrow is a clean inning car wash celebration day at Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Stop by and get half off the best wash membership for the first month. Braves country is clean car country thanks to Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com/Braves for more information. 6, 7, and 8 coming up with the Braves here at the bottom of the 4th inning, starting with Drake Baldwin. You're just now tuning in. You missed a lot of action in the first inning. A homer by Acuna on the first pitch in the bottom of the first. Verdugo singled. Riley walked. And then a catcher's balk drove in a run. And a sac fly also scored a run. Drake Baldwin takes a first pitch cutter low. And then it looked like the Braves are on their way to another run in the second inning. A leadoff triple by Ozzie Albies. But They left him stranded at third base and then went down in order in the third. 1-0 pitch on the way to Baldwin. Called strike. Got the slider at the bottom of the zone. This is the second game of this series. Game 3 tomorrow, another night game. All three of these games, night games here between the Braves and Mets. 1-1 is low, 2-1. And man, it sure would be nice to find a way to put this into the win column and set yourself up with Strider on the mound looking for a sweep tomorrow night. That's the idea, but a long way to go in this one. 2-1 to Baldwin. That'll be fouled off. 2-2.
Drake's hit a little dry spot here. He's 0 for his last 9. Not striking out a lot, just not finding the holes.
2-2. And he'll swing and miss at a curveball.
And I jinxed him.
Well, that might be the best curveball I've seen from Blackburn in this game. One down in the fourth inning. Ozzie hooked that triple down the right field line back at the second inning. It was fun to watch Ozzie sprint around the base paths. This time he'll serve on the air, foul down the left field line. And I know we've seen it 1,000 times. I mean, it literally might be 1,000. But anytime Ozzie's out there running out from under his helmet, and then goes bouncing across the infield, and he's flying around the infield. 1 to Albies. It'll hit one deep down right field. Juan Soto gonna go back, looks up, and it's off the right field wall. Ozzie's got to dig for second. Here's the throw out of right field. It's off the mark, and it's a double for Ozzie Albies. That was played pretty well out in right field by Soto to get it in that quickly.
Yeah, he came up with the throw with his bare hand off the bricks. I thought Ozzie got it for a second, just missed hitting it out of here.
It hit right off the padded portion of the wall, right under the bricks. If he hits a little bit higher, he might have been thinking about 2 triples in this game.
Yeah.
So he's at second, 1 out for Michael Harris. Michael 0 for 5 in the series, but once again an RBI opportunity. First pitch from Blackburn. Yeah, that curveball floated away. 1 ball and no strikes on Harris. Michael batting .232. And it's been a streaky first 71 games plus tonight for him. Trying to heat back up again with a base hit right here. 1-0 to Harris. Ground ball to second. McNeil's on the other end, down on a knee. Up with it. Throws over to Alonso for the out. 2 down. And Ozzie Albies advances to third base. So now Nick Allen gets the opportunity that he had back in the second inning. But if he's going to come through, he's going to have to do it against a different pitcher. Here comes Carlos Mendoza. And that will be it for the starter, Paul Blackburn. So the Mets here in the bottom of the fourth inning make the Aero Exterminators call to the bullpen. Make the right call. Protect your home and business from pests by calling 888-GO-AERO or by visiting aeroexterminators.com. We'll tell you about the new Mets hurler when we come back. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning with the Braves leading 3-0.
Hey, small business owners, it's Matt Chernoff.
This broadcast of the Atlanta Braves is brought to you by Cortland. Visit Cortland.com to find your new apartment or one of our next level communities. Go Braves!
Don't miss Tom Glavine and his Hall of Fame insight every Monday afternoon at 3:30 during Chuck and Chernoff on the radio home of the Braves, 680 The Fan and the Fan app.
The new pitcher for the Mets is Jose Butto, B-U-T-T-O. 2-1 on the year in 26 outings with a 3 ERA. 32 strikeouts in 36 innings. Mid-90s fastball, actually can range it up to 98 with a changeup and a slider.
So they go from Blackburn to Butto. And now the bat in the hands of Nick Allen. He lined out to Jeff McNeil for the second out of the second inning. That's when Ozzie Albies is at third base. And now he finds himself once again batting with Ozzie at third base. This time with 2 outs on the first pitch. A little bit low and inside with a fastball. That's quite the change of pace from Blackburn to Butto.
Yeah, it is. High 90s versus low 90s.
1-0 pitch. That's in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. Not a breath of air in those flags out in right center. Braves leading 3-0, bottom of the 4th inning. And the Braves are 1 2-out base hit for making it a 4-0 lead. There's the 2-0 pitch, and he misses high. And will he make the ultimate mistake of walking Allen and facing Acuna? He knows who's on deck, and he knows he's got to get his act together pretty quickly. 3-0 on Allen. Butto brings it. And he gets a called strike at the top of the zone. Butto rubbing up that baseball, wearing 2 gold chains around his neck. Looking into his catcher, Luis Torrens. Right-hander set right at the belly. 3-1 to Allen. Inside, all the way to the backstop. Breaking for the plate, Ozzie head first slide, and the wild pitch gets him home. 4-0 Braves. And of course, it's ball 4 to Allen, so he gets first base. And a very frustrated Butto picks up the ball and slings it over by the Mets dugout. It almost hit Allen. Fortunately, it didn't.
Well, that's the second one that's gotten past Torrens. This time it didn't come off the bricks real hard on the backstop. And Ozzie got in there easily. That run charged to Blackburn.
So down to first for Allen. Back to the top of the order to Ronald Acuna, who's been on twice. 4-0 Braves, bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch to Acuna, and Ronald will swing and send one foul on the left field line. Bouncing in between the bag at third and Braves third base coach Freddie Gonzalez. Freddie out there flashing signs across the infield. Allen a good lead at first. Pitch from Butto, way outside, and that almost got by Torrens as well. So Butto has come in, and he's had not a lick of control to this point. 7 pitches, 5 balls. One's gone to the backstop, and the other couple of them have been in the dirt as well. Meanwhile, Acuna steadies his bat, gripping it with bright yellow batting gloves. 1-1 pitch, and he'll swing and hit a fly ball to right. Juan Soto drifting, still drifting, squares up to it about 10 feet shy of the warning track, and he has it for out number 3. But the Braves pick up another run, a double by Albies, and a wild pitch get him home. We go to the top of the 5th inning, 4-0.
With these designs, I wanted to bring out the Old English letter font, but add a twist to it. This is one I've developed over the years and used on a lot of tattoos. You can tell a sign painter or a lettering person by their numbers. That reveals a lot about them. It's an honor to design for the Dodgers. It's almost gone beyond sports, even into fashion. People wear LA caps all over the world.
Braves feeling good here early. So 4-0 lead into the top of the 5th inning. Bottom of the order coming up for the Mets. And up to the microphone for us, it's Joe.
Hey, thanks, Ben. Good work. 4-run lead for Chris Sale, who has struck out 3. Had his first 1-2-3 inning last inning. Taylor, McNeil, and Mauricio due up for the Mets, and the first pitch is a called strike to Tyrone Taylor, who flied out his first time up, and he had a good night last night. 2 for 3 with a double and a homer. The wind in the pitch, swung on, hit hard to left field, but right in line with Alex Verdugo, who a few steps to his left hauls it in, 1 away. Northside Hospital, for a healthier future together. Look to Northside. Four runs, 4 hits for the Braves. No runs, 2 hits and an error for the Mets. Jeff McNeil, the batter, and he lines one to center field. That's going to get down for a hit. Tell you what, his first time up, he was hacking away, lefty on lefty at Sale. And popped to center, but he had several good swings and some foul balls. This time he gets one in there for a hit.
It's always a good feather in the cap for any left-handed hitter.
It would be for me.
He's now been on base 20 games in a row.
Mauricio batting right-handed. Struck out his first time. Fouls one back, 0-1. Mauricio 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts last night. 65 pitches, 48 strikes for Chris Sale. He comes set, and the pitch. Swing and a miss on another off-speed breaking ball. Took a little off that slider, 0-2. You know, Ben, I've noticed over the last several starts, maybe a full turn through all these guys, how many strikes they're throwing compared to balls. They're just pounding the strike zone.
That's right.
The 0-2, swung on, popped up, shallow center, but Michael Harris, no, not Harris, it's Ozzie, out on the outfield grass will make the catch. Michael would have had to go a long way to make that one.
I'll tell you what, though, that looked kind of funny from where we sit. I mean,
fool me.
Well, the funny thing is Michael set up like he knew it was coming directly to him.
Yeah. Two out, McNeil still at first, and Lindor the batter. Switch hitter batting right-handed, the pitch. Slider missed inside, ball 1. Lindor is struck out, grounded out. Sale checks the runner and delivers outside, 2-0. Lindor 0 for 4 last night. Struck out his first 2 times up in that game against Schwellenbach. Hitters count 2-0. Strike call. Outside corner. Good fastball right at the upper outside corner.
It's not an easy place to get a strike call. It's a good job by Jimenez down there.
The 2-1 pitch. Lindor takes high and away this time, 3-1. Sale has walked 1. That was Nemo leading off the second inning, but he never advanced beyond first base. He kicks the 3-1 swing and a little nubber right off the end of the bat. Another off-speed slider at 78 miles an hour, full count. And as Ben told you, Lindor came in a good hitter and a tough out against Sale. Came in hitting .412 against him. McNeil is going on the 3-2 pitch, and a backdoor slider got him looking. Good pitch and a good comeback by Sale. He gets his 4th strikeout. Mets leave a runner, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. Braves up 4-0.
Have you ever wondered if there was something special you could put on your...
Now,
Joe Bennett, J. Chad with you at Truist Park. Bottom of the 5th. Braves up 4-0. Alex Verdugo, the batter. He has singled in 2 trips, and he's scored a run. Buto delivers his first pitch outside, ball 1. Buto's first full inning of work after coming on in relief of Blackburn. The pitch. Strike call on the outside corner. Good pitch. 1-1. Verdugo has his average up over 260 now. 261. Ground ball sent to the right side. Alonso charges. Got an in-between hop, but he'll step on the bag and get the out. 1 away. Fans, did you know the all-time hot sauce leader in RBIs is the original Louisiana brand hot sauce? And that original hot sauce is the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. It's like a double play for your mouth. That's Louisiana hot. Buy you some. 1 out for Austin Riley. He has walked and scored, and he's struck out. He sends a fly ball to right. Not very deep. Juan Soto under it, and he's got it. 2 down quickly. Matt Olson, the batter. Olson 0 for 2. He's working on an 8-game hitting streak. Hitting .333 during that streak. Ground out and a fly out tonight. First pitch to him here in the 5th. A strike call. Buto fires outside to even the count. 1-1. Well, that little fireworks last night in Los Angeles, huh? Padres and Dodgers.
Boy, they were throwing at each other and arguing and screaming across the field.
Dave Roberts ejected outside to Olson. 2-1.
Yeah, that got heated.
Let's see, who was it that got hit for the Padres? Was it Tatis? Fernando Tatis?
That's right.
Is that how you say his name? Tatis?
That's it.
2-1. Outside 3-1.
And they retaliated and got Ohtani.
Yeah, right above the knee. I know that one hurt. 3-1 pitch to Olsen. Swung on, hit hard. Ooh, in between one hopper. Gets past McNeil and into right field. It was hit hard, and an in-between hop kind of ate McNeil up. We'll wait to see how they score it.
Well, he knew that second hop is going to be really tough, and it's almost like he tried to just smother it with his body.
They're going to score at a base hit, and I don't blame McNeil at all. He was trying to, like you say, smother it, but get his face out of the way at the same time. Base hit for Matt. That extends his hitting streak to 9 games. Here's Marcel, who takes low ball 1.
Honestly, if it caught him in the face, it might have given him an improvement.
What is it they call him? The squirrel?
The squirrel.
Yeah. That was a good one, man. Ben, I tell you, that got me. 1-0, outside 2-0. Two-out runner at first. Braves trying to add to their 4-0 lead. That was their 5th hit. And the pitch, Marcel puts a charge in one to center, but there's Taylor right there to make the catch. Hit hard, but an out. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the 6th. Braves up 4-0.
What is it that kind of got you hooked as a foodie, so to speak?
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff. He was in sales and I feel like he would come home and try and cook the things he ate overseas. And so as a kid, I was exposed to a lot of like stuff that kids aren't usually exposed to. And so I credit my dad for that.
And the Braves up 4-0. Chris Sale still out there for the Braves. And a reminder that Napa is a proud partner of your Atlanta Braves with America's largest network of parts and care. Napa has all the bases covered when it comes to your ride. Ben's got so many rides right now, he's not sure which one to drive. Starling Marte looking for his 3rd hit of the night. Grounds went up the middle, but a great play by Nick Allen again. Scoops and throws and got him. That was headed for center field. And how he gets to the ball and gets rid of it so quickly, I don't know.
You know, for some of these plays, it's like he's got his throwing arm already loaded back and just brings the glove to his throwing hand. Rather than reaching into the glove, pulling it out, rearing back and firing, right arm's already back and he just brings the glove to it.
Yeah.
There it goes.
So accurate. Juan Soto, the batter. He dodges a fastball inside, ball 1. I mean, last guy I remember for the Braves, it's this slick as Andrelton Simmons.
Yeah.
Soto is 0 for 2, a comebacker and a ground out to second. Takes a strike.
Andrelton was out there doing magic tricks every night.
He was. The 1-1 pitch to Soto. Here it is. Swung on, lifted in the air to left field, but not very deep. Verdugo has it slice on him a little bit, so he comes over near the line to make the catch. 2 out.
We love these quick outs for Chris Sale, especially with a 4-0 lead.
You bet. Well, even last night, Ben, as Brian Snitker was pointing out, was not the best outing for Schwellenbach, but he went 7 innings and still saved the bullpen.
And that's a major sign of maturity for a guy who's only been in the league for 2 years.
Pete Alonso stands in, fouls one back, huge cut, 0-1.
I mean, to not have your best stuff and still find a way to log 7, well, that's what you see out of guys like Chris Sale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Schwellenbach, 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, gave up a couple of homers, 4 runs total, but kept the Braves in the game. The 0-1. Breaking ball, sliced foul into the crowd over behind the Braves dugout. Four runs, 5 hits for the Braves. No runs, 3 hits, and an error for the Mets. Alonso swing and a miss, struck him out. Chase that off-speed slider. Strikeout number 5 for Chris. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Braves still up 4-0.
Go ahead, caller. Got a question for Michael Harris II?
Michael, seriously, is that your Ford Bronco?
You always have your sights set on the future, Aquarius, paying attention to the analytics that will help you against your upcoming opponents. But looking back to your days in the minor leagues could help you recall an approach that you've long forgotten about. Resurrecting an old batting stance may result in a few more extra base hits.
AmiHotels.com/Battery Atlanta.
Hey everybody, Buck Bellew here. When the Braves don't play at 7, join me for the new Buck Bellew Show here on The Fan, 680 and 93.7, home of the Braves.
Ben, Joe, and Jay Chad with you here at Truist Park. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Braves on top 4-0. New Mets pitcher is the left-hander Jose Castillo. He's a heavyweight, 6'6", 252 pounds, and he's on the mound for the 11th time this season with the Mets. He started the season with the Diamondbacks, made 5 appearances for them, had an ERA over 11, but a sub-1 ERA as a Met through 10 appearances.
Well, they figured out some way to get him going the right way. He faces Drake Baldwin, lefty on lefty, inside, ball 1. Braves up 4-0. Baldwin is flied out, struck out. That was against Blackburn. The 1-0 pitch. A called strike, 0-2. It's our Georgia Lottery home run jackpot inning. Patsy Thompson of Duluth, Georgia is our contestant. $1,450 in the jackpot. As Baldwin bangs one up the middle, past a diving Lindor, and into center field, base hit. Drake needed that. He was 0 for his last 10. And here's Ozzie, who's hot tonight. He's already got a triple and a double and a run scored. Batting right-handed now. Stretching the pitch. Outside corner, called strike. Ozzie came in 1 for his last 16. But 2 for 2 tonight. That's what counts. The big lefty fires, and a foul ball straight back, 0-2 to Albies. If you'd like to enter for your chance to win at least $1,000 from the Georgia Lottery, visit 680thefan.com/GA Lottery. Georgia Lottery, today could be the day. The 0-2 to Albies. Oh, what did that do? It hit him? They're calling him out. But Ozzie's holding his right knee like that ball hit him. He's on the ground in obvious pain.
Well, it got him, but I think they're saying that he committed at the pitch for strike 3.
It looked like he did. He's still on the ground. George Poulos, the trainer, is out to check on him. Oh, that got him right on the kneecap. He was trying to check his swing and spinning around, and that exposed that knee, but he definitely swung at it at a pitch that hit him. He's being helped to his feet. Ryan Snitker hands him his helmet, but he's going to be limping big time to the dugout. And it'll go as a strikeout. Seems to be walking a little better now. We'll see if he's able to continue.
And don't you know that dead-legged him pretty good? I mean, right there on the knee.
First strikeout for Castillo, and here's Michael Harris. 0 for 2. 3 for his last 16, including a homer. Castillo to the plate. Lefty on lefty. Called strike. Patsy Thompson, Duluth, Georgia, hoping for a long ball. Stretching the pitch. Right back to the pitcher. Off the pitcher. Couldn't come up with it cleanly. And Lindor with a nice job to grab the ball on the carom and fire to first to retire Harris. Down to second goes Baldwin. He's in scoring position with 2 out. Let's pause for station identification on the Braves Network.
Never miss a pitch of the Braves.
WCNN North Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station.
The Fan, and streaming free on the Fan app.
Nick Allen, the batter. He is lined out and walked. Swing and a miss. 4-0 Braves, bottom of the 6th. Braves about hit him 6-3. Foul ball at the plate off of Nick. He comes up hobbling a little bit.
Well, if you can find a way to get a hit, you like your chances to score that run at second. That'd be a pretty big accomplishment versus Castillo. I was giving you his numbers. His first 9 appearances with the Mets were all scoreless. He was on quite the tear, and then in his last outing, which was against the Rays, gave up his first run as a Met this season.
He is a big horse. Rays did a lot of damage to the Mets, handing them 3 straight losses. The pitch. Down and in, 1-2.
Attention media, tonight's attendance.
2 out, runner at second.
39,926. That's a sellout. 39,926.
39,926 on the attendance tonight. Breaking ball inside, 2-2. Usher bobblehead night. The 2-2 pitch to Allen. Down and in, ball 3. They say it was a sellout?
Yeah, sellout. 15th of the year.
That away.
They get to come out and see Usher throw out the first pitch tonight.
Did a pretty good job. Payoff pitch. Nick bounces one foul, third base side. Off the tarp. That's really been used a lot. Got to say, you old boys on the ground crew, you got to be dog-tired last couple of days as many times you've dragged that tarp out with all the rain we've had. Good work, men. Again, the 3-2, and Allen takes one that goes to the backstop, and again picked up by Torrens, but no throw as Baldwin goes to third. That ball was 6 feet from home plate. Torrens had no chance to even flag it down. First and third, 2 out for Ronald Acuna Jr., who homered tonight on the first pitch of the game. His 8th. Second walk of the night for Nick Allen. He's at first, Baldwin at third. Ronald has also walked and flied out, 1 for 2. And the pitch. Fouled back, had a good cut at a fastball.
Well, this is a gift right here. Anytime you walk the 9-hitter and you get a chance to send Ronald Acuna up there with a man in scoring position, that's a gift. And a chance to take advantage of that and turn that mistake into a run.
419-foot homer for Acuna in the first. The pitch up and in. 1-1. They're at the corners, 2 out, and the pitch. Funny swing. Ronald chased a slider down, a little bit of an off-speed pitch. He's behind 1-2. Castillo fires. Strike 3 call at the letters. Got the high strike call. Ronald didn't like it, but he's rung up. And Castillo gets out of it. A hit, a walk, 2 left. We played 6. 4-0 Atlanta.
Cancer care at life-saving speed. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
We want to send you to see a game at Truist Park. Listen for your chance to win a pair of tickets weekday afternoons during our 4 o'clock hour on Chuck and Chernoff on 680 The Fan.
Chris Sale's still out there for the Braves. He's got a 3-hit shutout working. He has walked 1 and he has struck out 5. And as we go to the 7th, he'll face Nimmo, Torrens, and Taylor. And for us, take you the rest of the way, here's Ben.
Thank you, Joe. Chris Sale to this point, 80 pitches, 59 strikes. He's struck out 5. And he's facing Nimmo to get things going here at the top of the 7th inning. Nimmo with a walk and a ground out. Chris has me feeling pretty good. Like I mentioned, just 80 pitches. And he goes to work here versus Nimmo, left on left. Now the first pitch on the way to Nimmo. Ball outside, says home plate umpire Edwin Jimenez. You know, something that you might notice if you're listening to us while you're watching the game. I know a lot of you out there in our listening audience have our audio synced in with the game as you watch it. There's a 1-0 pitch on the way. There's a ball outside. Of course, something that you'll see that isn't unusual. Every Major League uniform has got the MLB logo on the back of the uniforms right above the nameplate. Everybody's got that MLB logo. There's the 2-0 pitch on the way to Nimmo. And there's a called strike. Of course, Chris Sale has it as well, but his is a little bit different than everybody else's. You might notice the Major League Baseball logo on the back of his uniform is gold, where everyone else's is the traditional red, white, and blue. There's the 2-1 pitch. And there's a called strike at the bottom of the zone. And a pretty cool thing that baseball has done in recent years. If you won an MVP, a Cy Young, or a Rookie of the Year the previous year, the following season you get to wear that gold MLB patch on your uniform.
I did not know that. That's cool.
There's the 2-2 on the way to Nimmo. And he just missed inside with a slider.
Oh, he sure did. Oh, by the way, Ozzy's still out there at second base, too. That's a good sign.
That is a good sign. (3-2) to Nimmo. That'll be sent foul. Yeah, that's a great honor, and I love that they can celebrate that on their uniform in the following season. So, Chris, one of 6 players with that gold patch. Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Tarek Skubal, Paul Skeens, and Luis Heel all have that gold patch on their uniforms this season.
Very special.
Again, the 3-2. Got him swinging. Fastball 94. And he rings up Nimmo for his 6th strikeout. 1 down here in the 7th inning. While we're on the topic of uniforms, one other thing you might notice on the Mets uniform, on their sleeve, they're wearing a number 7 patch. Black patch with a white number 7. That's to honor the memory of Ed Kranepool, who passed away in September at 79 years old. Spent 18 seasons with the Mets and part of that 69 World Championship club. And a player who's very near and dear to their hearts. Pitch on the way to Reese Torrance, hit foul down the right field line.
Good player, tough out, big old first baseman.
He was there when the Mets started in '62 and played 18 seasons there. So just something you might notice and wonder about if you're listening to us and watching the game. Here's the 0-1 to Torrens. He'll swing and miss. Fastball 95.
He was among that group that Casey Stengel, their first manager, said, "Can anyone here play this game?"
Yeah, that 62 team. You know who was happy to see the White Sox as bad as they were last year? The 62 Mets.
Yeah.
Finally had their dubious record broken of most losses in a season.
Got them off the hook.
0-2 to Torrens. Low and outside, 1-2. Those 62 Mets might be thinking, you White Sox, you might have it easy. You might have your record broken this year by the Rockies.
Right.
1-2 to Torrens. Bouncer out towards short to his left. Allen's got it. Sends it over to first base and 2 down. 2 up and 2 down at the top of the 7th. Braves leading 4-0. And coming up, it'll be the 7th inning stretch brought to you by the Warrior Alliance. Going to bat for veterans and their families by helping them navigate success after military service. To learn more, go to thewarrioralliance.org. Tyrone Taylor, the batter. He had a nice night last night, but he's 0 for 2 tonight. A couple of flyouts to left field for Taylor. Right-handed batter, hitting .233. And he'll take a slider for a called strike. Braves in the bottom of the 7th. They'll have Verdugo, Riley, and Olsen due up. 0-1 pitch. That's going to be shot into center. Able to loop one down for a base hit. Got a slider he could handle. 2-out single by Taylor. Now the bat in the hands of Jeff McNeil.
Be ready for him to be aggressive.
He singled back in the 5th inning. Outside of that, a fly out to center field. Always a good contact hitter. Tough to strike out. Batting .267 on the year. Left on left matchup versus Sale. First pitch to him. Now a chopper out to second. Ozzie charges, gloves, flips over there, and there's out number 3. So he was aggressive, but he couldn't find a hole. And that's that for the Mets in the top of the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Time to stretch him out here at Truist Park. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Braves 4, Mets nothing. Hey there, baseball fans. Ben Ingram here. It's time to step up to the plate and upgrade your deck with TimberTech. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand. It looks just like real wood, but without the never-ending maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot or splinter, and it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so you'll be sure your deck looks great season after season. See for yourself why TimberTech is everything wood should be. Order free samples at timbertech.com.
Good calls. They're great in baseball games, and they're even better when you need a law firm. If you've been in an auto accident and need legal representation, do yourself a favor and get the best call there is. One call, that's all. With Ken Nugent and his team. Ken's team fights for you and sticks with you from start to finish, working hard to get you your money quick. Give Ken and his team a call. 404-CALL-KEN.
One call, that's all.
Kenneth S. Nugent, PC, Attorneys at Law. 1355 Peachtree Street Northeast, Suite 1000, Atlanta, Georgia, 30309.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is
Stacy. How do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge?
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
Cobb County is Atlanta's sweet spot and home of the Atlanta Braves. Cobb Travel and Tourism is your insider's guide to all there is to see and do in the area. For more information, visit travelcobb.org.
Hey, Braves fans, don't get tricked into following the baseball season or the Atlanta sports scene anywhere else. Listen to me, Chris Domino, and Nick Cellini weekdays from 10 to 2 on 680 The Fan.
New pitcher for the Mets as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning is Ty Adcock. Third game since he got called up. 2 innings, a hit, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Throws hard, upper 90s with a cutter and a slider. But I just like saying Ty Adcock because it reminds me of Milwaukee Braves great Joe Adcock.
Yeah, good call. Pitch all the way to Verdugo. There's a called strike on the outside corner. Ty Adcock out of Elon University up in North Carolina. 4-0 Braves, bottom of the 7th. And the pitch on the way to Alex Verdugo. Sent foul into the seats to our left. Hey, by the way, you and I were talking about our old buddy Don Sutton last night. Came up in conversation. And as I was thumbing through this day in baseball history today, came across a good Don nugget from this day in 1986. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way to Verdugo. And he's going to flip one foul down the left field line. Won his 300th game this day in 1986. Went the distance.
All right.
He was pitching for the Angels then and got his 300th win, and it was one of his 178 complete games.
Good grief. Was that against the Twins?
That I need to look up.
Yeah, and I think guy got
0-2, low and outside.
Might have been a strikeout for the last out with Gary Ward.
That's a great memory.
I think that's right.
It's against the Rangers.
Rangers, okay.
One-two pitch. That'll be fouled off. Oh, he got his 300th win that night. It probably bothered him that it wasn't a shutout.
Yeah.
It won 5-1.
I think Bob Boone was his catcher.
Yeah.
Aaron Boone's dad.
One-two from Adcock. And Verdugo hits one in the air to left field. Brandon Nimmo going back towards the corner at the track, throws up the glove, and makes the catch in deep left field. 1 out in the 7th inning. Did you know that the original Louisiana brand hot sauce is the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves? They make it with peppers, vinegar, and salt in the perfect balance to make the food you're eating taste better. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some.
Joe Adcock was 6'4", 210 out of Coushatta, Louisiana. Went to Louisiana State. He had 336 career homers.
Man, that's a career right there.
Uh-huh.
Austin Riley takes the ball low. How many seasons in the big leagues?
17. Originally with Cincinnati. Majority of it with the Milwaukee Braves, and was an all-star in 1960.
Pitch to Riley, and he pops one up. Shallow right. Soto and Taylor sprinting that direction. That'll be Soto's ball in shallow right field for the out.
His career high, Joe Adcock's career high in homers for one season was 38. Career high in RBIs, 108. And never struck out 100 times.
Man. 17 seasons, never struck out 100 times.
No. The highest was 94.
Matt Olson to the plate. And he spits on a slider away for ball 1.
Career average 277.
One out Olson. Big swing and a miss at a fastball.
That World Championship year, 1957, Joe Adcock hit 287. Was hurt. Missed a lot of time. Still had 12 homers, 38 RBIs.
1-1 to Olson. That'll miss outside. So he was a big bat in those back-to-back pennant seasons for the Braves.
Yes.
Where they won it in 57, lost in 58.
Correct.
Two on to Olson, all low and inside. You and I have talked about this before, but as fans of the game, and I've mentioned this a few times, I have really enjoyed going back to those two teams and just reading about them, studying them. Those are two fascinating teams and two great runs they had into the World Series in 57 and 58. 3-1 to Olson, sent foul. That's into the seats down the left field line. And then looking at the rosters for the Braves and the Yankees and all the Hall of Famers that were on those two squads those back-to-back seasons.
I played in the minor leagues in the Dodge organization for Del Crandall, who was the catcher on those teams. He told me a lot of stories about those great players that were there, Eddie, Matthews, and, of course, Hank.
3-2 to Olson. Fouled off again. Both of those World Series went 7 games. I mean, that's awesome.
They had Warren Spahn and Johnny Sane, Lou Burdette.
57, the Braves won Game 7 at Yankee Stadium. 58, they lost Game 7 at home. 3-2 sent foul. So the road team won Game 7 in both those World Series.
Yeah, I remember there's a video of the last out in 57, ground ball to Eddie Matthews, and he had a force out at third base, and he ran and hit third and jumped sky high up in the air to start celebrating.
3-2 pitch, and Olson hits one a mile high to right field, a skyscraper to the chop house, and out of here. What an at-bat by Matt Olson, and he finally got one he could barrel, and he just taught that thing how to fly. Make it 5-0 Braves. Homer number 15 for Matt Olson, who's now 2 for 4 tonight. That was his 45th RBI of the year.
And the first home run allowed by Adcock, and it was a boomer much like Joe Adcock would hit. You're right. That was a pop bottle rocket.
I'm going to give you some of the stats on that homer, but that's one of those where I can't wait to see how high it went. Ozuna takes a strike on the inside corner. We're always giving you the distances, but that one got way up there. In fact, that was 161 feet off the ground at its apex. That's up there.
Wow.
They're tracking that thing at Dobbins. 0-1 pitch. Laser fouled on the right field line. It traveled 412 feet, but 161 feet in the air. How many stories does the Omni Hotel have over there? There's the 0-2 pitch on the way to Ozuna. And Ozuna fouls one back. Well, that thing's about as high as the hotel out there, it felt like.
I can count 12. I can't see all the way down to the ground level.
Yeah, that was up there. That was into the stratosphere. 0-2 on Ozuna. 0-2 pitch. Missed off the plate with a fastball. Braves have Raisel Iglesias up and throwing in the bullpen. Braves leading 5-0. Here's the 1-2 to Ozuna. And he'll foul one off. Adcock having a difficult time putting away these batters with 2 strikes.
Philadelphia bounced back, beat the Marlins tonight 4-2 on the Saya LTL Freight scoreboard. Saya LTL Freight, the official freight carrier of the Braves.
Again, the 1-2. That's low and outside. I mean, being a veteran broadcaster, you're taking it to another level when you're memorizing our reads. You don't even have that read in front of you. You're just going word for word.
Yeah, I'm pretty sharp, Ben.
You've been around the block a time or two. Got some things figured out. 2-2 sent foul.
It's all about your pregame preparation and your diet. Like tonight, the chef brought us up some like a charcuterie plate. So I've been eating those grapes, and grapes are great brain food.
It's a 2-2 pitch. That'll be swung on and missed. Well, see, typically I'd take them in liquid form.
Well, the other part, yeah, I know. I know you would. But all that about Joe Adcock, it was all memory.
Yeah, exactly. We go to the top of the 8th inning, 5-0 Braves.
I remember the hard road that led to this moment.
tip of the cap, and now here we go. He gets Larry Walker, and here he is. He's going to face him right-handed. Why not? He looks like a catcher hitting. And now he's back to the left side. And a 2-out walk. So Walker reaches base after that first pitch that was like the flyby here right after the anthem.
Chris Sale on the mound. He's at 94 pitches. And due up for the Mets, it's Mauricio, Lindor, and Marte. That's 9-1-2. And this is the Yanmar strikeout of the side inning. I'll introduce you to our contestant after Chris Sale's first bullet to Ronnie Mauricio, who's 0-2 with a strikeout. Sale back to work. First pitch and a liner in the air to center field. Michael Harris to his left. And he'll make the squeeze for out number 1. And there will be no winner in the Yanmar strikeout the side inning. But if Chris Sale had struck out the side, our contestant, Jay Hitton, would have been the lucky winner of a brand new Yanmar UTV. Enter all season long at Braves.com/Yanmar for your chance to win a Yanmar utility terrain vehicle and to be entered for a grand prize drawing at the end of the season. Yanmar, built together, backed longer. One down here in the 8th. There's Francisco Lindor, who's 0-3. First pitch from Sale on a called strike. 96 pitches, 71 strikes. I mean, he has been filling up the zone.
You can fill it up when you're unhittable.
Sure can. 0-1. Down the right field line, foul, slicing into the seats.
You know, I like this guy Lindor, don't you?
I do.
I mean, he's a great player, but I hear such good things about his leadership and what he means to this team in the clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I admire that a lot.
0-2 to Lindor. Outside, 1-2. Well, that's something that you have to have in you. I don't think that you can just say, you know what, I want to be a leader today, and then just go and be good at it. That's something that has to come naturally, and Lindor is definitely the leader for that clubhouse. 1-2 pitch, pulled foul, as he says hello to those guys in the clubhouse, banging that one off the railing of the dugout.
He learned from some really good veterans in Cleveland before he was sent to New York.
1-2 to Lindor. Ground ball out to first, backhanded by Olsen. He's got it. Underhand toss to the bag. Chris is there. And 2 outs here in the 8th inning. That was pitch number 100 from Sale. In search of his third 1-2-3 inning. Starling Marte, 2 for 3. He's really the only Met who's had much success versus Sale tonight. This would complete 8 innings for Sale. This is already his longest start of the season. He'd not gone more than 7. First pitch strike on Starling Marte. And he's 1 out away from completing 8.
He's had a lot of rest in between innings, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, a lot. Good point. And some stress-free innings. Marte with a fly ball to right. Ronald Acuna going to go back, looking skyward. He's under it, and it's a 1-2-3 8th inning for Sale. 102 pitches for Sale, and he has silenced the Mets through 8. And as we head to the bottom of the inning, it's the Braves 5 and the Mets nothing.
44 winners through July 1st, so what are you waiting for? Hurry and play Cash 4 today to instantly win an extra $444, only from the Georgia Lottery.
Finn here. Don't miss Atlanta Braves today and your chance to win a pair of Brave tickets every weekday morning in the locker room during the 7 a.m. hour on the radio home of the Atlanta Braves, 680 The Fan.
Ty Adcock won an inning on only his third game. Now Justin Garza comes in to pitch for the Mets, only his fourth game. 3 2/3 innings, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Good work by Garza, who throws hard, curveball, split, and a cutter. Upper 90s fastball.
Drake Baldwin digging in, as Drake has gone 1 for 3 with a single. Right-hander Garza deals. And his first pitch missed low and inside. Oh, he got 3 outs to get. Put this one into the win column and take the series as well. And due up for the Mets in the 9th inning will be 3-4-5. That'll be Soto, Alonso, and Nimmo. 1-0 pitch, ball low and inside. But, man, don't you just love a game that scripts out like this? You get the early run. In fact, in this case, 3 early runs and then hand the ball to Chris Sale. And he's been brilliant for 8 innings. 2-0 pitch, strike on the inside corner.
I just saw some video from between innings of Brian Snitker asking him if he was okay, and Sale said he was, so he might go back out there and try to finish this thing.
That bullpen's empty. 2-1, ground ball to second. That'll be gloved by McNeil. Wings it over to first base and 1 down. Hey, Atlanta, it's the little things we do together that can make a big difference. Atlanta area Chick-fil-A restaurants are teaming up with the Atlanta Braves Foundation on the Home Plate Project to help fight food insecurity for families in need. Show your support by visiting braves.com/homeplate to learn more about food distributions in your area. Ozzie Albies is going to take a ball low and inside. I'm just glad to see Ozzie still in the game.
Yeah, me too. He might have to borrow one of Ronald's knee guards.
1-0 pitch, ground ball out to second, sending McNeil into shallow right. He gloves and fires, 2 down. Well, for Sale, he has not gone the distance in a game since 2019. That was his last complete game.
Really?
Which was also his last shutout.
Huh.
He has 3 career shutouts. Offering to Harris. That'll be sent foul. And we're talking about a guy who's been pitching for 15 years. He has 16 complete games. He had 6 complete games in 2016 alone. But he's gone the distance to this point, and that bullpen is empty. That'll be fouled back by Harris. And if he could go out there and do that, that would be the Braves' second complete game in a week. It was last Wednesday when Schwellenbach did it versus the Brewers. But this would be raising the bar because he's not given up a run yet. And he's down there in the dugout stretching. So we believe the 9th inning will be his. 0-2 to Harris and a ground ball to second base. And up with it, McNeil throws to first for out number 3. Well, this could be fun. We're going to go to the 9th inning. Chris Sale is emerging from the Braves dugout.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
And no regard for his body? I don't even wait till I thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. And toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green. You're an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
13 Heroes at your local bottle shop or visit 13heroes.com. Proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Stream Braves baseball in crystal clear HD on the Fan app. Now with Apple CarPlay, so you can get it directly through your dashboard. Download the Fan app now.
5-0 Braves into the top of the 9th inning. Chris Sale on the mound facing Soto, Alonso, and Nimmo. There have been 14 complete games across Major League Baseball this season. Framber Valdez actually leads Major League Baseball with 2 of them. And then there handful of other pitchers, obviously, with just one. Spencer Schwellenbach, one of them, and now Chris Sale looking to join that list. Juan Soto takes a ball up and in. So a dozen pitchers have one complete game, and another one's got a couple. And now Chris Sale looking for his first complete game, and furthermore, his first shutout since 2019. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Soto. And a called strike on the inside corner with a slider.
You know, Ben, we make a big deal about 100 pitches these days. But in the big scheme of things, it's not that many.
1-1 to Soto. Ball low and outside, especially when you haven't had too many stressful innings.
You haven't had any traffic. You haven't had any stressful innings like you just said. It's just not that big a deal. It's not that demarcation point that everybody tries to make it out to be.
2-1 to Soto. Missed inside with a fastball at 95. So now a 3-1 count. He's walked one batter tonight. That was all the way back in the second inning. Rick Kranitz on the bullpen phone down there in the dugout, making sure somebody's ready in case. Iglesias was tossing last inning. And the 3-1. And there's a called strike. Right at him with a fastball. Nothing fancy. Trying to come back and get Soto. Lefty-lefty matchup. Sale exhales. Kicks and fires. Softly tapped out to a diving Sale from a knee, throws over. That's some hocus-pocus magic by Sale. An amazing defensive play for out number 1. Ozzie was charging from second and coming off the bat. It seemed like a foregone conclusion. It's Ozzie or no one. But Sale went diving off the mound like an Olympic diver and snagged it, got to his knees and threw him out. And when Matt Olson caught it, Matt had a big grin on his face.
He will not be denied tonight, folks. Now Drake Baldwin's going to go out and give him a breather.
That could be one of the best defensive plays he's ever made in his life. The 36-year-old lefty turned his body into a projectile. I mean, he covered some ground on that dive.
Yeah, I didn't think he could get to it. But he is 6'6".
1 out. Here's Pete Alonso. Alonso's 0 for 3. First pitch he sees, a fastball off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Braves. No runs, 4 hits, and an error for the Mets. Sale at 109 pitches. Here's number 110. 1-0, blew it by him. Top shelf fastball, couldn't find it. Wind up in the 1-1. In the air down the right field line, slicing towards the seats and foul at a 1-2 count. And now looking to put Alonso away for the 3rd time via strikeout.
His next start scheduled next Monday at New York.
1-2. Blew it right by him. Swing and a miss on a fastball, and 2 down here in the 9th. That's his 7th strikeout in the game. And now it's Brandon Nimmo to the plate, and Chris Sale 1 out from going the distance and pitching a shutout versus the Mets.
Hat trick for Alonso.
Nimmo is 0 for 2 with a walk, a ground out, and a strikeout. And this sellout crowd rises as 1. Nimmo sends one foul into the second deck down the third baseline. This masterful lefty at 113 pitches. Looking to finish the deal. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fouled back by Nimmo, 0-2. And if you could think of a perfect script to wrap this one up, you'd certainly pick a swing and miss by Nimmo for strike 3. 39,926 on their feet and roaring for Chris Sale. His 0-2 pitch. Low and outside, laid off the slider.
Well, everybody's on their feet. The fact that he went out there for the night was not wasted on the fans. They all applauded that.
Ready with a 1-2. Here it comes. Flipped in the air, out to left field. That'll land in fair down the left field line. Sliding to it, Riley pops up, fires in, and it's a single by Nimmo. And now Brian Snitker makes a step up onto the top of the dugout, now onto the field. Well, the fans want to see Chris get a shot at one more batter. Snit walking out there. Let's see if he just wants to have a chat with him. Hasn't taken the ball yet. Now he does. Listen to this applause for the marvelous lefty Chris Sale. He was absolutely terrific tonight. 8 2/3 shutout innings. And he gets high fives and hugs from everybody in the Braves dugout. Braves make the Aero Exterminator call the bullpen. Make the right call. Protect your home and business from pests by calling 8.
Performance by Chris Sale tonight. 8 2/3 innings, 5 hits, no runs allowed to this point, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. He was brilliant. 116 pitches. Raisel Iglesias not in a safe situation, will try to finish it up cleanly. He only needs 2 outs. 29th appearance. He has 8 saves and 12 opportunities. That doesn't count right here. Just get a couple of outs and go home happy.
It's Luis Torrens to the plate, trying to keep it alive for the Mets. Runner at first, 2 down, and the pitch all the way to Torrens, sent Fowler by the Mets dugout.
Just need 1 out, don't we?
Yeah, just the 1. Well, what a marvel Chris Sale is. It's amazing watching him go out there every 5 days and do what he does. 0-1, ground ball to second. Ozzy's there, flips to Allen, steps on the bag. Braves win. It's a shutout victory over the Mets. 5-0 the final score on a night where Chris Sale led the parade. What a magnificent night for Chris and the Braves as they take this series. And they will go for a sweep tomorrow. They really set the tone early. A homer by Acuna on the first pitch in the bottom of the first, and the boys are out and running from there on, and Chris Sale led them across the finish line to this victory. For the Mets in the 9th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Final score, Braves 5, Mets nothing. Back with the totals after this.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Plus, everyday